From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your Evening Update.
Dennis's Heating and Air Conditioning is Northern California's premier heating and air conditioning contractor. From residential housing, large commercial projects, installation to repair, sheet metal fabrication, and everything in between, we are your go-to heating and air conditioning specialist.
Well, good evening, everyone. We remind you I've got a free Weather NorCal app. Go to your app store on your iPhone or Android, search for Weather NorCal. Look for this icon, tap Install, and you're good to go. And one of the cool things you can do from the app is share your photos. Now, I encourage you during severe weather, when there's snow or storm damage in general, to share your pictures through the app. But if you just have a beautiful shot, a sunrise, a sunset, anything, just a snapshot you want to share, you can share that. And it goes right into my weather computer, and it's there within seconds. So I can share those photos, whether it's during my regular weather updates or on my live morning show called Coffee with Kruger every weekday morning at 6:30. So be sure to look for your photos if you share them on Coffee with Kruger every weekday morning at 6:30 in the morning and during my regular weather updates. All right, let's take a look at our weather headlines. We've got patchy morning fog again here for tomorrow morning, eventually turning over to partly to maybe even mostly cloudy skies, depending on how quickly that fog decides to burn off. Now, we're looking at the potential for more isolated mountain flurries, especially in Siskiyou, Modoc, and Lassen counties here, again for your Friday. But I do expect it to be mainly dry this weekend. And now, as I look at the long-range forecast models, and even though there's still a lot of disagreement, I'm beginning to see more alignment toward the end of next week into that next weekend that we see the potential for more wet weather entering the picture, which we'll get into that here a little bit later. Let's take a look at the North Coast forecast here going for tonight and into tomorrow. So what we'll see here is some of that patchy fog inland and even for Trinity County. And it may last a little bit longer and maybe into 4, 6, and even maybe 8 o'clock in the morning here for Trinity County. And that's the case for the valley as well. You see how we have the fog until 4 a.m.? We may see that fog stick around at 6 a.m., maybe even 8 a.m. in the morning, but probably clearing out a lot sooner than we saw this morning, as a matter of fact, right? But I do expect to see a little bit more in the way of cloud cover for your Friday. Now, Siskiyou, Modoc County, Eastern Mountains, this is where we have that potential for most snow flurries in the morning and even in the afternoon. All right, so let's take a look at Futurecast. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here we are, Friday morning at 8 a.m. Look at the snow flurries we have, especially in Modoc County, northern Lassen County, and eastern Siskiyou County. Now, we could still be looking at maybe some patchy fog for parts of the valley and even some of the mountain valleys as well. Snow levels around 3,000 feet, give or take. Now we go into the afternoon tomorrow, and we're probably seeing smaller chances, but I'm still keeping a chance for some flurries, even for Siskiyou County tomorrow afternoon. But the bulk of the activity will be off towards the east in Modoc and Lassen counties. But bottom line, any snow we do see is not going to be all that significant and won't have a major impact on your travel. Now we go into Saturday morning. Saturday morning actually may be fog-free, but since it'll be clear, it may be on the cool side as well. And then going into Saturday afternoon, looking absolutely gorgeous. Temperatures climbing up a little bit here, a little bit warmer than they have been. So a bit of a warmer start to your weekend. And that's because we've got this ridge of high pressure right here that will be in place on Saturday. Ridge of high pressure keeps most of the clouds out of the area, but it's a weak ridge, so it will still allow some clouds to filter on in. Now, as we go into your Sunday, that ridge breaks down. Early Monday of next week, we've got another weak, very weak ridge of high pressure. Still some clouds, but it will be dry. Now, this is where the forecast models begin to disagree. As we go into Tuesday of next week, this particular forecast model, it's the GFS, the American Forecast Model, it's indicating that we've got rain. But if we were to look at the European forecast model, it'd be completely opposite of this. No rain at all, right? Then we go into your Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. This model brings one storm system after another. Very aggressive with the rain. European forecast model has these storm systems approaching, but has them breaking apart once they hit the coastal range. So still maybe a chance for showers as we go into the coast for your Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But I'm seeing better agreement from all of the forecast models that by the end of next week into that next weekend, so a week from tomorrow into that next weekend is the best chance, I think, for some overall rainfall. But we'll have to watch it. This is one of those long-range forecasts where it's a stay tuned type of forecast. Because if this verifies, if what we're seeing here verifies, we've got some wet weather heading our way starting next Wednesday and lasting through the end of the week and into that next weekend. But check this out. We look at this precipitation outlook. Now, if you recall yesterday at this time, this is looking at approximately the same forecast period, looking out the next 6 to 10 days, okay? And you can see what's showing here is above normal rainfall. So chances for rain are looking really promising. Now, just yesterday, all of this, the entire western United States, was in the below normal category. So in just a matter of 24 hours, it's flip-flopped. So you can see some of the inconsistency and the lack of confidence in the long-range forecast. All right, now we take a look at 16th through the 22nd. So going out, say, the next 14 days, 10 to 14 days, okay? We're still looking at the above normal rainfall in the forecast. Now we look at, the temperature outlook, and it actually has it above normal. And I do expect to see higher snow levels with these series of storms, but I think it'll still be fairly low to the point that the ski park will probably still be looking at snow, and not to mention the Sierra and Southern Cascades adding to the snowpack when that precipitation comes in. But it should still be fairly mild for places like the valley. It won't be quite as cold as it has been. So we look at our wave heights for tomorrow. They're beginning to drop. See, they're back down to about 7 feet. Then we go into your Saturday, and it looks like they're going to drop even more, but still keeping around 6 to 7 feet for those wave heights. So you look at your marine forecast, northwest winds at 5 to 10 knots for your Friday. North winds at 5 feet at about 5 seconds, and from the west at 5 feet at 14 seconds. That's your high and low tide. Maybe a chance for showers here off the coast here. So for tonight, probably not as cold as it was this morning. I think if we have some fog in particular and some of those clouds, that'll prevent those temperatures from getting quite as cold. But since we'll probably have less in the way of fog to the eastern mountains, we're talking teens and 20s. Places like Chester about 16, 22 for Susanville, 23 for Alturas, so another chilly night in the mountains. Even dropping down to upper 20s in Trinity County, but still quite chilly, even for the inland areas in the coast, in the mid to upper 30s there for tonight. All right, so let's take a look at your neighborhood forecast. We start with Trinity County. All right, so here's what we got. The patchy fog tomorrow morning, maybe even going into the afternoon hours for some areas. Dry for Saturday through Monday, maybe a chance Tuesday, and another chance for showers next Thursday. And we take a look at your forecast for the coast, your North Coast neighborhood forecast. Now, it looks like we are going to see the potential for some showers again for Tuesday, and I'm including Wednesday and Thursday, because again, remember I mentioned that we are going to be looking at these systems kind of pushing through, even though European forecast model, but it breaks apart once it hits the coast, and then by the time it gets over that coastal range, it breaks apart. So for the North Coast, I've got chances for showers Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and of course, extending beyond that into Friday and into that next weekend as well. Temperatures in the 40s, even some low 50s. Now your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast, same situation here. I think we'll be looking at the potential for some light snow flurries for tomorrow, but dry through Monday, maybe a chance on Tuesday if that verifies, right? And then maybe toward the end of next week with that chance for some more wet weather. Now snow levels, as I mentioned, probably a bit higher than we've been experiencing. Temperature is still cool for Modoc County, somewhere in the mid-30s for your daytime highs. We take you off into the eastern mountains, 39 for Mineral, 47 degrees for Paradise. There you can see Susanville, about 39. Janesville and Doyle, a high of about 37 degrees. Now your valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by Haas Farms, low 50s. So still another coolish day out there for tomorrow, but we are going to see the temperatures increase by the weekend, getting closer to about 60 degrees. Now we take you up north for Friday. Look for a high of 61 for Lakehead, 50 in Whiskeytown, and 54 degrees in Palo Cedro. So there's your 7-day outlook for Redding. Could see some of that morning fog, dry for the weekend, even Monday. I've got that chance for showers on Tuesday, maybe another chance for showers near the end of next week.